Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there, you're on to CoreTV Primetime News with Nifemi Oguntoye. Our top stars. Police confirm 7 deaths as PDP APC supporters clash in Bukari, Taraba State over tribunal ruling. Also in this package, President Muhammadu Buhari to swear in our next new chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu. The Nigeria Police Force says it has not placed any ban on devotion in any school, but only issued an advisory. And outside Nigeria, Rwandan President Paul Kagame calls for calm as violence escalates in neighboring. Reports from Bukari in Taraba State says there have been some clashes between supporters of the two main political parties over the outcome of the judgment by the Governorship Elections Petition Tribunal on the Taraba State elections. The clashes, according to the Taraba State Police Commissioner Shaba Alkali, have claimed 7 lives with 15 others also injured. The commissioner, who's still in the restive town, assures that the situation is being brought under control. Both the police and the military are patrolling the town of Wukari. The disturbances were said to have started early in the morning, though normalcy is now reportedly being restored by a combined team of security forces, including the army and the police. The state government has not issued any official statement yet, but Governor Darius Ishaku, with his reaction to the tribunal ruling, urged the people of the state to remain calm, peaceful, and go about their normal businesses without fear of molestation. Bukari has been a theater of ethno-religious crisis between the Jukuns and the Fulanis on the other hand, as well as the thieves and the Jukuns. While the All Progressives Congress says Saturday's judgment of the Taraba State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal is the clearest indication yet that the PDP has started harvesting what it sowed in the years of impunity and recklessness. Hence, it should blame itself for whatever tragedy has now befallen it. In a statement issued in Lagos by its National Publicity Secretary Lai Mohammed, the party added that the People's Democratic Party has always been a party of anything goes. Hence, it's a matter of time for the party to come to grief, forced by tumbling from the pinnacle of power and now by losing incrementally whatever remains of his crumbled empire. It says the PDP was only trifling by attributing the judgment to a supposed manipulation from the presidency. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari will on Wednesday officially inaugurate the new Federal Executive Council. The ministers designate will take the oath of office in the council chambers of the presidential villa before the commencement of the inaugural session of the council. The State House press release announcing the swearing-in also added that it will start at 10 a.m. with the ministers designate expected to be seated with 2 guests each. President Buhari will also preside over the swearing-in of the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, and 5 other national commissioners on Monday. A group, Southwest Progressives Assembly (SEPA), has threatened court action against President Buhari and the ruling All Progressives Congress over the inability of the federal government to commence the payment of the monthly 5,000 naira stipend to unemployed Nigerian youths. President Buhari and his party, the APC, during the campaigns, promised to drive its change policy through certain programs, which include payment of 5,000 naira monthly stipend to unemployed Nigerian youths. The group added that it's worried by the antics of APC senators who rejected a motion at the floor of the Senate seeking to compel President Buhari to fulfill his campaign promise on the payment of 5,000 naira monthly stipend to unemployed Nigerians. SEPA lamented that rather than commencing the fulfillment of some of the campaign promises 6 months after the party's victory, the group says it's shocked that President Buhari and APC resorted to exhibiting certain actions that smacks of deceit and incompetence in governance. The Director General, Bayelsa State Restoration Campaign Organization, Governor Saraki Dixon, Fred Agbedi, says the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Timi Persevere, is not electable. Agbedi, who spoke with newsmen in Yenegua, added that Siva has been rejected by the people of Bayelsa State. Agbedi, a one-time chairman of the People's Democratic Party and current member of the House of Representatives, says the acceptability of Governor Dixon is genuine and verifiable through performance. This is coming on the heels of the condemnation by the Siva Igiri Campaign Organization of the recent gale of endorsements of Dixon for a second term in office by some groups and traditional rulers in the state. Meanwhile, the governor of Bayelsa State, Saraki Dixon, says he has no personal problem with the All Progressives Congress candidate in the December 5 governorship election in the state. The governor pledged to award a contract for the construction of Brass Nembe Road if re-elected for a second term. The road leads to Okwama, hometown of Siva. Dixon, who is the People's Democratic Party candidate in the election, spoke when he took his community-based campaign tour to Siva's country home. He assured them of his administration's resolve to award the multi-billion naira Nembe Brass roads during the first quarter of 2016 if re-elected for a second term in office. The senator representing Bauchi Central, Hama Isa Misau, says the Senate will continue to support its president, Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki, because of the injustice being perpetrated against him at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Misau added in a statement personally signed by him that though he's not a lawyer, but it's obvious that the case against Saraki on the declaration of assets is being manipulated, and a script written based on mischief and ill will is being acted in all the courts before whom the matter has been taken. The senator added that his colleagues who witnessed the proceedings at the tribunal on the 3 occasions Saraki appeared before it were convinced that the defendant was being targeted. He urged those behind the scheme to bring Saraki down to desist, as their action have several implications for the ruling party, the government, and the nation. We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Do join us again.
Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
They talk to her husband that you should keep promise about what you said.
and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will stand for Yoruba land. Will be strong man. You don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Welcome back. If it's just joined us, it's CoreTV Primetime News, a recap of our top story. Police confirm 7 deaths as PDP-APC supporters clash in Bukari, Taraba State over tribunal ruling. President Muhammadu Buhari to swear in INEC's new chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu. Nigeria police says it has not placed any ban on devotion in any school, but only issued an advisory. You can get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, space and news. The People's Democratic Party is reportedly mobilizing its members in the House of Representatives for a possible showdown with the ruling All Progressives Congress over moves by the APC National Chairman John Odigi Oyego to intervene in the crisis sparked by the recent constitution of the House Standing Committees. House leader Femi Gbadabiamila and his supporters claim they and the APC were shortchanged by Speaker Yakubu Dogara in the appointment of chairman and vice chairman for the committees. Dogara, according to them, conceded too many positions to the PDP, and they therefore want a redress. The matter has already reached Odigi, who, according to party sources, is disposed to intervene in the matter. This, it was gathered, is now generating concerns among PDP reps who are crying external interference in the business of the Green Chamber of the National Assembly. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has faulted the alleged police order suspending assembly devotion in primary and secondary schools nationwide. The association described the suspension as unacceptable. The police is said to have had an intelligence report that pupils might be targeted by insurgents during the exercise. The force public relations officer Olabisi Kolawole confirmed the security report on Thursday, saying the police and other security agencies are working to thwart any threat to schools across the country. Reacting to the development, the General Secretary of CAN, Musa Shakir, dismissed the report as having an ulterior motive. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has said it's consulting before giving its official reaction. While the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arasi, on the other hand, says the force has not issued any order banning assembly devotion in primary and secondary schools anywhere in the country. In a release signed by Force Public Relations Officer Bisi Kolawole, the IGP notes that against the backdrop of current security challenges in the country, the police are only issued advisory notice directed predominantly to the states where there are insurgency and joining them to apply caution in the said assembly so that such congregations do not present such targets for insurgents, while reminding citizens of their freedom to worship as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Police High Command says that the Nigeria Police Force did not stop anyone from taking part in prayer sessions organized by schools. And out to Ogun State, where the police command has arrested 6 suspected armed robbers who specialize in robbery and snatching cars at Ire, Akari community and in entire Ado Oduota local government area of Ogun State. The suspects were arrested by the police operatives after a tip-off from the community and fierce surveillance placed on the suspects throughout the night after their operations in the same area before the arrest. At least 4 out of the suspected armed robbers, whose syndicate has been terrorizing the area for a while now, have been identified by victims of the various operations all over the local government area and beyond. The suspects include Temituru Luwafemi, Ibrahim Akim, Babalola Olufajabi, Ajadi Adisoji, Tayo Gede, and Bakari Sikari. The Commissioner of Police, Ogun State, Abdul Majid Ali, has directed that the suspects be transferred to the Department of Criminal Investigation and Intelligence in Iwero, Abeokuta, for proper investigation. Taraba, like some other states, has had to contend with cases of attacks by suspected Fulani headsmen on local communities. Now, these has in recent times cast members of the ethnic group in bad light, but they're also denying claims that they are behind the attacks ascribed to them. Udwa Godwin in this special report looks at the situation in Taraba State.
Indeed, there seems to be no let-up in allegations of attacks by headsmen on farmers in the northern part of Taraba State. So many lives have been lost, while property worth millions of naira have been destroyed allegedly by the Fulani marauders. CoreTV News took a journey to some of the affected villages, which are now deserted. The villagers have been displaced, and only a few brave ones are still on ground to tell gory tales of their ordeal in the hand of people they insist are Fulani headsmen.
What happened here last time? We are sitting for house here, so Fulani people come attack us. We just sat down in our place. Then Fulani people, they come attack us here. We sit down here. Then they come kill 5 people down there. Then we run to bush. As the situation that we did for bush, they come burn our house here. They take their beef. As now, we did for carry nothing there for eat. We did the sofa. That's why you people see us here. We prepare this thing to go eat.
But while farmers usually accuse headsmen of destroying their farmlands, headsmen also claim that their hosts have been hostile by either rustling away or killing their cattle.
The genesis of our crisis with the Jukun people is just on cattle rustling. A Fulani man did not go to school. He don't know any other business than this cattle really. If you go away with the cattle, then he will become mad. Then they went on rampant attack in the state.
The Jukuns are not used to, we're not used to rising of cattle. So we can, 5 Jukun young guys cannot restrain even an animal, because that is not our trade. We wonder why somebody who is not used to restraining animal will be involved in stealing of animals.
To stem the tide of clashes and animosity, several peace meetings have been held, with government officials summoning community leaders involved. The older generation easily recall that the Jukuns and Fulanis had smooth relations in the past.
The thing is to find the root cause. We have a covenant between us and the Fulani people since Sheikh Udan Fodio carried out jihad in this country in 1804, warned the Fulani people, king of the country. He warned the Fulanis not to tamper with that king and his people. He meant the Jukun people. The Fulanis will not harass the Jukun people.
Prominent traditional ruler in the state, the Akuka of Ukari, describes the situation as unfortunate. He, however, blames it on the absence of constitutional rules for traditional institutions in the country.
Institutions in the constitution is a big minus in this country. It makes general administration at local level sometimes very difficult. Everybody is involved in the constitution, is considered. the Fulani headsman who will leave his area to another area is guided by the constitution. But a traditional ruler who is supposed to exercise authority over his own chiefdom is not included in the constitution. So
it could be recalled that the crisis among the Jukuns, Tiv and Fulanis in Taraba State started since 2013, and in spite of several peace initiatives, there have been recurring clashes and attacks. For now, the state government has said it is committed to peaceful coexistence among the warring parties, but it remains to be seen how far it could go to put a stop to recurrent communal clashes in the state. Udwa Godwin, CoreTV News, Jalingo.
A security source in the Chadian capital N'Djamena has confirmed the 2 suicide bomb blasts occurred carried out by women attacks in the flashpoint area of Lake Chad killed 4 people and wounded 14 others. The village has suffered repeated attacks by Boko Haram jihadists since they first launched operations in Chad, that was in February. Suicide bombings, many by women and girls, are fast becoming Boko Haram's preferred method of inflicting civilian casualties. The deadliest attack on Chad side of the lake took place on October 10 when 3 suicide attacks at Bagasola killed 41 people, according to the Chadian government. The new Plateau Police Commissioner Adekunle Olatunjoye called on journalists in the state, requesting for the maximum cooperation in this vigorous attempt to bring in an end to the perennial communal clashes that has bedeviled the state. Plateau State correspondent has details in this report.
In a storm meeting stakeholders in the state to strategize on those who can assist in the quest for lasting peace in Plateau State, the new police boss paid a courtesy call to Nigerian Union of Journalists Secretariat, seeking the cooperation of journalists while urging them to drop sensational reporting.
I've been reading always and hearing much about Plateau State through your efforts. So there's no way I will come and just forget about my name. I will start going on.
In his response, the chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Yakubu Tadi, promised the CP maximum cooperation in the quest to bring in a lasting solution to the crisis that has bedeviled the state over the years.
You start your regeneration from here in Plateau. If the Plateau Command becomes the symbol of a well-trained police, disciplined police force in Nigeria, we'll be much grateful while you are here in Jos.
Other journalists called on the Commissioner of Police to give more training to his men on their daily dealings with the members of the public.
In Nikita State, the main market at the state capital, known as Ojarekeson or Ojaoba, has finally been demolished. The state government says the demolition came on the heels of several negotiations which will give way for an ultra-modern market that would cost about 2 billion naira and would be constructed over the period of 24 months. Correspondent Rashid has more from Ado-Ekiti.
Historically, especially in Yoruba setting, the main market of a town is most times situated around the King's Palace, thus having its name as the King's Market or Jaoba. Traditionally, many believe these markets serve some spiritual purpose for the town, and the Erekesa market in Ado-Ekiti is no exception. The market, which has its traditional importance to Ado-Ekiti, has been touted for demolition by past governments, but the fear of incurring the wrath of some deities and traditionalists prevented the demolition. This was, however, being done by the Ayo Fayoshi-led government, and many wonder the implication of this.
This tree will not be touched. This tree, you see this tree? We call it Ogorio. They will not touch it. The other places who have no that type of tree, they want to make it modern, which is good.
Ojaoba in Ado-Ekiti is no doubt the city center, and over time, old structures have been giving way for high-rise buildings. This Ado resident gives his account of this area in the 60s.
In the late 1960s, when I was in the secondary school, I attended Oyemekun Grammar School. This is where we bought vehicles to Akure. This used to be the old and only motor park in Ado-Ekiti at the time. That's about 40-something years ago. In a futuristic manner, we will have a central business district I think the government is trying to create a central business district in this area.
The demolition, supervised by state government officials, is to take up to 2 billion naira. Shop owners who saw the destruction of their shops, however, have this to say.
I think God beg am. All of them, if you do another shop, if now only one, let all of them get another shop for a year.
The stores, we already have a list of all the people that were here before. The stores will go back to them.
With the final demolition of some market in Ado-Ekiti coming to fruition, it is no doubt that it is an end to one era and the beginning of another one. And for the residents of Ado-Ekiti, which happens to be the state capital of Ekiti State, it is bye-bye to old age and welcome to our new age. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
The National Hospital has again successfully carried out 6 open heart surgeries on children with varying heart conditions. These comes 3 months after similar operations were carried out on 6 other children. The surgical procedures, according to the hospital authorities, were done by Nigerian surgeons. Bukola Afeni has more in this report presented from our studios.
6 children with heart diseases of various complexities were operated in the course of the week. The patients had been at the cardiac intensive care unit from where they were wheeled to the theater for corrective surgeries. The previous patients are doing very well and being monitored. Hospital authorities say the success of the operation has increased the area of specialization in the hospital. This, according to them, showed that the previous ones is not a fluke.
As for the children that we operated the last time in August, 4 of them don't live in Abuja. Some came from Jos, some came from other parts of Nigeria, but 2 are in Abuja here, and we are following them up in our clinic. We invited them for this program for re-evaluation, and the 2 of them came. We saw them, and we are very happy with their progress. Their parents are in Abuja here, and if you want to see them, you can link you up with them.
Established National Hospital as the first place in the north where it is also taking place regularly. So, but open heart surgery are taking place in Nigeria for years now. But the number of places where they are taking place are still very few, a handful. Can count them in one of my hands. And that means there are so many people on the queue waiting to have these surgeries done. And that's why we are starting this here. And we want to ensure that it's sustainable and so that many more people can benefit.
Some of the patients have been receiving treatment for more than 2 years before the surgery. The parent of one of them says his child is in stable condition.
So it was organized about 2 years ago. We took him to the hospital. They said that he had this arterial septic defect and he needs surgery. We have to take him outside for surgery. So we were referred to here National Hospital for further investigation. When he was screened and they had a very successful heart surgery. They should come and benefit from this program. They should come, they should bring their children for screening, and they might get lucky to get assisted as he has.
Basking in the euphoria of the latest feat, the National Hospital says it will not relent in its effort to make healthcare easy and accessible for Nigerians.
News just in now. One of the terrorists declared wanted by the Nigerian Army, Chindo Bello, has been arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja by aviation security personnel while attempting to board an aero contractor's plane bound for Lagos. The suspect has also been handed over to the military intelligence for interrogation and prosecution. The acting director of Army Public Relations, Sani Usman, also thanked the eagle-eyed aviation security personnel for their patriotism and dedication to duty. Away from that, trafficking is not only reserved to children or minors. Even adult females have fallen and are still fallen victims of human traffickers who come in guise of helpers. Statistics have shown that women fall easy prey for traffickers as a result of poverty and inexperience in detecting traffickers. Our correspondent Nate Levery takes a look at this issue in this report.
In a bid to seek greener pastures, a number of young women have been deceived by friends, relatives and even parents to traveling abroad to become sex workers by compulsion. Speaking on the evil trend of human labor, coordinated Nigerian Women Award says women trafficking starts from the home front when relatives maltreat their extended families and translates into advanced abuse. She, however, called on government to put an urgent stop to such practice.
The issue is you bring these young children to Lagos, you tell them you are coming to give them a greener pastures. Those that are school age, you not take them to school. Those that are meant to go learn their work, they won't be able to do that. You use them, you treat them. Those under age, that of your children's age, the same thing you are supposed to do to those ones. You overtreat them, you use them, you abuse them.
On his part, a public affairs analyst says the rate of unemployment in the country is giving rise to child abuse and prostitution.
Well, women trafficking is a big problem that the government of Nigeria has been trying to handle for some time now, but it seems that they are unable to win the battle. Because of the unemployment in our country, I think some people have seen child and women trafficking as a means of making money, but that is evil as far as I'm concerned.
Others who spoke to CoreTV News harped on the need for parents to train their children to be contented and security conscious.
I think parents should allow anybody to take their kids away from them, maybe in the village or anywhere, because you don't trust anybody nowadays. Anybody might come to you with good intentions, but you can only see the outside. You can't see the inside. So I don't think parents should trust anybody with their kids, because when they get up here, when they come to the city, they end up being trafficked, they end up being molested, used for domestic violence and everything like that. So
the ordinary graduates themselves wouldn't mind even if they're trafficked. Why? Because they've sold it to them that this country isn't good. Other countries, there are things to be there.
A good mother that is well, that has something to take care of his children, will not allow his children to be, going through all that. Child trafficking and child labor and all that.
Traffickers prey on women's vulnerable circumstances and may lure them into crime networks through deceit and false promises of decent working conditions and fair pay abroad, and later held against their will, subjected to sexual assault, rape, battery and imprisonment in foreign countries.
Business is next after this break. Do join us again.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
They talk to her husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, another election is coming.
Also, some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man, we don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has said it has finalized plans to get external funds of $500 million to fix the nation's ailing refineries. The group managing director of the corporation, Ibe Kachiko, said this yesterday in Lagos as a guest speaker at the luncheon organized by the Petroleum Club Lagos. The NNPC chief affirmed the decision to seek repayable fund is in line with the transformation of the NNPC to become an autonomous business venture. Kachiko says the $500 million will bring the refineries back on course to give the required capacity output, adding that the fund will be repaid over the next 7 to 9 years. The Nigerian Interbank Settlement Systems (NIBSS) says the economy lost over 6 billion naira last year to internet fraud. NIBSS said hackers gained entry into accounts either through internet collusion, customers' carelessness, or breaking into the security system of financial institutions and companies from outside. Speaking at an event organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry (LCCI) on the role of ICT in a cashless economy, NIBSS Managing Director Adebisi Shonobi says the challenge financial institutions, organizations, and individuals grapple with in the cashless economy is that of security of funds. In Osun State, Governor Rauf Aregbesola has called on wealthy Nigerians to support the government by complementing the developmental efforts in all sectors. According to a statement issued in Osogbo by his media aide, Semio Okonlawon, Aregbesola made the appeal during the inauguration of the newly renovated Comprehensive Health Center Igbajo in Boluwaduro local government area of the state. The hospital, abandoned for many years, was renovated and equipped by Yetunde Oyewola in commemoration of her 80th birthday. And now to sports. Well, I understand we'll bring you stories from outside Nigeria first. Now let's start from Russia. Moscow announced on Friday that it was suspending all flights to Egypt after a Russian plane crashed in Sinai, having initially dismissed suspicions that a bomb brought down the jet. Dozens of special flights were put on for tourists wanting to go home. A remembrance service was held in St. Petersburg for the crash's 224 victims, most of whom were Russian. The main bell of the northern city's St. Isaac's Cathedral tolled 224 times, once for each of the victims. But while another Russian plane with the victims' remains, the fourth since the crash on 31st October, landed at St. Petersburg's Pulkovo Airport as the identification process continues. To sport now, Eyimba of Aba have emerged champions of Nigeria for the 7th time with a goalless draw at home in Aba with Warri Wolves. The draw leaves Eyimba with 69 points while Warri Wolves has 63 points, meaning no one can catch the former African champions now with a match to go to end the 2014-2015 calendar. In tennis, world number 1 Novak Djokovic has secured his 10th title of the year with an emphatic victory over Britain's Andy Murray at the Paris Masters final. The 6-2, 6-4 win achieved in just over 90 minutes also ensured the Serb claimed his 4th Paris Masters title. In the latest twist of one of boxing's longest-running sagas, Manny Pacquiao says he wants another crack of Floyd Mayweather before he quits the ring. The 36-year-old is hoping for one more fight before he ends his distinguished career, having been a champion in 8 weight divisions, and he insisted that Mayweather could be his opponent. Well, Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Rhodes, suggested this week there may be a repeat of May's longer-awaited Mega Millions encounter, but Mayweather has made it clear on several occasions that he has finished with boxing and has no intention of beating Rocky Masao's record. To end CoreTV Primetime News tonight, a recap of our top stories. We reported that police have confirmed 7 deaths as PDP APC supporters clash in Wukari, Taraba State. We have updates now that the deaths has increased to 11 and more than 30 are in hospital with various degrees of injuries. President Muhammadu Buhari is to swear in INEC's new chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu. The Nigeria Police Force says it has not placed any ban on devotion in any school, but only issued an advisory. That's wraps it tonight on the news. Thank you for watching. On behalf of everyone here, I am Ifemi Ogutoye. Do have a pleasant night rest.